Welcome to those who are joining us in our Serasana virtual class. This is Slow Flow, and my name is Melanie, and it is truly a pleasure to be here and to see those familiar faces this morning. So allow your shoulders to relax away from the ears, ground down through the sits bones. If you need to remove or peel the flesh, go ahead and do that, and then anchor down. Close your eyes if you'd like. Take a full breath in through your nose. And as you exhale, sigh that breath out, let it go. Draw that breath in through your nose. And then exhale, sigh that breath out. One more big giant breath in. Feel the belly expand, feel the chest lift. Your shoulders can even shrug up slightly. And then as you exhale, open mouth sigh, let it go. Shoulders drop down, ribs come together, abdomen decompresses. Taking your tongue, lick the lips, seal them to one another. And then begin breathing in and out of your nose. As you begin breathing in and out of your nose, constrict the back of the throat. And through that constriction, you'll drag your breath back and forth. Begin to take some awareness in your physical state, in your emotional state, mental state. And it's an acknowledgement. Do your very best not to judge yourself in any one direction. Even gloating. Let that gloat go away as well. Try and be as neutral with yourself as possible this morning. Begin to increase the length of the breath if you'd like, maybe counting to 5 or 7, and letting that equal amount of air release. Encourage yourself to invite yourself into this present state. Begin to notice how your body becomes receptive when you give yourself permission to arrive. Letting go of to-do lists, letting go of worries, fears, of doubt. Inviting love, light, grace, peace, and ease into your heart. And with that, we'll go ahead and begin to set an intention or practice with a personal mantra. It can be any of the words that I offered. It could be your own word. Whatever truly sings to your heart, whatever your body, your mind is in need of. Allow yourself to ask for it. It's not selfish. It's just something that's necessary to bring balance and wholeness for yourself. As you take these next few breaths, inhale what you'd like to see for yourself. Exhale what you can release. Taking just one more big giant breath. Pause at the top. And as we exhale, open mouth sigh, send out your love. If your eyes are closed, you're welcome to keep them closed. If you're ready to flutter them open, gently begin to blink your eyes open. And as you draw your next breath in, bring those hands into prayer and at your heart space. And as you bring your hands into prayer and at heart space, I want you to create some heat or some friction in between those palms. Breathing fully. And letting that breath go completely. Once you feel like you've got enough heat in between your palms, place them gently over your eyes. The heel of your hand is around the eye socket and the fingertips towards your forehead. Absorb this warmth, or maybe it's cool, and you draw that full breath in. Protract your back, pull the elbow heads forward. And as you exhale, relax the shoulders away from the ears, the hands come down towards the body, and we inhale, circle sweep those arms all the way up. On that exhale, the palms kiss, the hands come back into prayer and at our heart space. Inhale, we sweep and reach up towards the sky. We've got one more. Exhale, bring it back down. Inhale, circle sweep and reach back up. Exhale, we bring it down. Take a full inhale here, and as you exhale, the palms release to the sides. Inhale, extend and lift that left arm up. Left hand around the right ear. Exhale, guiding this left ear towards your left shoulder. Use this right arm as an extension or as an addition to bring a little more sensation to the side of the neck, the side of your shoulder, by either turning a doorknob back and forth or releasing that palm on your thigh instead. You're here, 2 more inhales. Feel that elongation. There's no force with the intent behind this. It's just softness at this moment. 1 more big giant breath in. Let that breath go. Releasing your right fingertips back down towards the ground. Inhale, extend and reach that left arm up. Exhale, left hand goes down. Inhale, that right arm reaches up. Extend and reach over towards your left ear. Exhale, guide your right ear towards your left shoulder, right shoulder. Begin to breathe in fully. Find that long length through the scalenes or the side of your neck, and then decide if you'd like to lift the left fingertips up and turn that doorknob. Make a mental note of the sensations that are occurring. Do they feel good? Is it painful? If it's painful, encourage yourself to find softness in the edge. Another 2 inhales here. Absorb the inhale fully and then exhale. Let it go completely. 1 more breath in. Let that breath go. Release the left fingertips down to the ground. Inhale, the right arm reaches up. Exhale, the right hand goes down. Inhale, circle sweep both the right and the left arm up. Palms kiss, hands come into prayer and at your heart space. Take a full breath in. Pull the shoulders up towards your ears. Exhale, roll those shoulders down. 2 more. Inhale, up. Exhale, roll down. Inhale, up. Exhale, roll down. And then on our next breath in, circle sweep those arms up towards the sky. And as we exhale, the right hand releases to the right side and we'll side bend towards that right edge. Press firmly into that right palm. Extend and reach your left fingertips as far over as your body permits. If you pull the shoulder up towards the ear, pull the shoulder away and maybe a soft bend in the elbow. Or if it's possible, extend and reach those fingertips actively towards that right side of the room. You've got 1 more breath in and another breath out. On our next breath in, we'll extend both arms up towards the sky. And as we exhale, pull the heads of the elbows down, expand the collarbone, but pull your ribs together in front of your abdomen. Inhale, those arms reach up. Exhale, left palm down to the left side, extend and side bend. Open up the collarbone, shoulder away from the ear, pull that right one away as well. Full inhale here. Full exhale here. 1 more just like that. Big giant belly breath in. Big release out. Inhale, the arms reach up. And as we exhale, we'll release that right hand towards the front. Extend your left fingertips beyond and then begin to walk your hands towards the top of your mat. Take a breath in, looking forward. And as you exhale, begin to roll the spine, dropping the chin and the chest down towards the ground. Take a full breath in here. Puff your back up. And then exhale, decompress. Maybe bend your elbows a little bit more. You've got 2 more inhales here, and you might want to shimmy the hips back. Inhale through the nose, lifting up slightly. Exhale, we bow it down. Last one. Inhale, we lift up. Exhale, we lower down. Now we're staying here for 2 inhales. Full inhale here, getting into the hips, releasing that low spine. Last belly breath in. And then let that breath go. On our next inhale, press into the palms. Begin to walk your hands towards your shin bones. Breathe in through your nose and then exhale. Send your back towards the back of the room. Tuck your chin towards your chest. Inhale, lift it up. Heart towards the front. Elbow heads pull back. Simulate cat-cows. Exhale, dome that spine. Protract the back. Inhale, retract. Lift the heart. Last one. Take it back. Use your breath. And then inhale, bring it forward. And then neutralize that spine. As we neutralize the spine, releasing and switching the direction you have your legs crossed. As you release and switch the direction of the legs cross, wiggle the hips once more and anchor in through your sits bones. Take a breath in, extend those arms over your head. This time, gaze up, palms together, hands at prayer and at your heart space. Inhale, pull our shoulders up. Exhale, roll those shoulders down. Inhale, circle sweep those arms up towards the sky. Exhale, we'll twist open towards that right side, right hand behind us, left hand on the right thigh. Relax that right shoulder down. Draw the navel in towards the spine. Do your very best not to over or hyperextend if your body's not there yet. As you draw that breath in, you reach to the crown of the head, and as you exhale, you look over that right shoulder. Big breath here. Big release out. Leaving your your left hand as is. Inhale, reach that right arm up, pull the shoulder away from the ear, and begin to angle your shoulder over towards this left side, extending the right fingertips over towards that left corner as well. Turn your neck for length by looking down at your left knee. Take a breath here. Let that breath go, and then inhale, we'll extend and reach up, and as we exhale, we'll cross over towards that left thigh. Bring your chin neutrally, and then exhale, dome your spine, cat it back, chin to the chest. Inhale, we'll lift it up. Exhale, we'll take it back. Inhale, we lift it up. And then exhale, we'll round it back. On our next breath in, we'll neutralize the body, releasing the hands from the knees, the arms reach forward. If possible, bring this right arm closer on top of the left, and then either take eagle arms or bear hug, whichever feels best for your shoulders today. Draw that breath in, shoulders away from your ears, fingertips wide. Extend the forearms forward. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, pull the heads of the elbows down. You've got 2 rounds. Left inhale, we lift it up. Exhale, we bring it down. Inhale, we lift up. And then exhale, we pull it back down. On our next breath in, we'll release, reaching up, circle sweeping those arms up towards the sky. Exhale, twist open towards that left side. Right hand to that left thigh, left fingertips behind us, anchoring through both the right and that left glute. Draw the breath in, relax the shoulders from the ears. Exhale, look over the shoulder if your body permits. You're gaining that length not only through the side body, but we're also releasing the shoulders, we're releasing the neck to gain more shoulder and neck mobility. One more breath here. Let that breath go. Leave your right hand where it's at. Inhale, extend and lift that left arm up. Shoulders relax, angle the body towards that right side. As you angle your body, take that gaze towards your right knee if you need a little more. If it's too much, just look neutrally. Take a full breath in here. Let that breath go. On our next inhale, we extend and reach up, and as we exhale, we'll cross the arm over. Chin goes towards the chest. We'll exhale, dome that spine. If you drop your chin towards your chest enough, you'll feel that release in the neck. Inhale, we lift it up. Exhale, we'll take it back. Inhale, we'll lift it up. Last time we go back. And then inhale, last time we lift up. Arms reach forward, fingertips spread. Bring that left arm on top of the tricep or on top of the bicep, eagle arms or bear hug, shoulders away from the ears, forearms forward, fingertips lift up on our inhale, and our exhale, we bring the elbows towards our diaphragm or our belly. Inhale, we lift it up. Exhale, we pull it down. Inhale, use your breath to guide you. And then exhale, pull it all back down. Inhale, we reach up, releasing those arms, circle sweeping them up towards the sky. And then exhale, pull the heads of the elbows down, shine your heart light up. Inhale, the arms reach up. This time, exhale, left fingertips down, right arm starts to extend. Creep your fingers towards the top of the mat. Pull the shoulders away from the ears, draw a breath in and look up. And then exhale, bow your heart down, bend those elbows as much as possible. Inhale, you're rolling up. Exhale, you're bowing down. Notice how the hips can release. Inhale, you're lifting up with an open heart and open mind and maybe a smile. And then exhale, drop it down. Last time up. Last time down. On our next breath in, we'll press into the palms, lifting up, walking those hands towards our shin bones. Breathe in through your nose. Exhale that breath, and then inhale. Take 3 circles towards that top right corner, around to the left. You'll switch after those 3 circles. Inhale to that top left corner now. Move fluidly with your breath and your body. You truly are the guide and the teacher within, so listen to that voice that tells you what's appropriate. Find stillness when you're ready. Bring your palms into prayer and at your heart space, closing those eyes, drawing a breath in. Thank yourself for arriving this morning and let that breath go. When you're ready, hands down to the sides, working your knees onto the mat, so we're coming onto all fours, stacking directly into this tabletop position. Begin to wiggle those hips from the right side of the room to the left side of the room, getting a little mobility through our hips. Hopefully by now your shoulder and your neck have had that release or that relief, and we'll continue to work on that. Come back to center, let your big toes kiss and the hips towards the back, spreading those knees out as wide as you need to. Exhale, bow your chest down, extend the fingertips forward into child's pose. We're only here for 3 inhales and 3 exhales. Draw the breath in through the nose. Let that breath go. Pull the pelvic floor muscle up and in, or that perineum muscle. Contracting that mula bandha, draw the navel towards the spine. Keep that navel engaged. Our Uddiyana bandha, and then pressing the palms into the earth. Take one last breath here and let that breath go. Only when you're ready, begin to lift back up into that tabletop position. As we come into our tabletop position, the hips wiggle right side to left side. Gaining a little or getting a little mobility through our wrists, lift your right hand. Couple of circles with that right wrist in one direction and then the opposite. Place that right palm down. Lift the left one. A couple of circles in each direction. Place that palm down. Now tuck all 10 toes under. Send the weight of the body back as you exhale that breath. On an inhale, we're stretching the toes. You'll lift up slightly, and then as you exhale, roll your pinky toes out to the right and left edge of the mat. Inhale, bring the hips slightly up, pull those toes back in. 2 more. Exhale, you come out. Inhale, you come in. Exhale, you go out. Inhale, you return back in. Last time out. And then last time in. Inhale, shift back towards the front and lift your feet a couple of circles as you release the ankles and you get the crackles. And then if you'd like, you can pat the top of the feet onto the mat. But all on your time, stack on all 4, shoulders away from the ears. On that inhale, toes tucked, belly down. Cow pose as we lift the chin up. Exhale, cat it up. Press the palms into the earth, dome your spine. Inhale, cow pose. Retract the shoulders. Exhale, protract your shoulders. One more. Inhale, cow pose, a soft bend of the elbows. And then exhale, taking it back. On your next breath in, neutralize. And as we neutralize, curl all 10 toes under. Lift the kneecaps off the earth and exhale. Tilt your hips up towards the sky as you straighten those legs into downward facing dog. Begin to march or paddle your feet out back and forth. Finding that length through the calves, finding that length for your hamstrings, activating the shin bones and activating our quads. We're strong through our arms. We start to bow the head down closer towards the earth, tilt the hips up closer towards the sky. Drawing that breath in through your nose, letting that breath go. You've got one more just like that. Full belly breath in, paddling out. And then on that exhale, find stillness in your downward facing dog. Take a quick scan in this downward facing dog by hollowing out your armpits, gripping your fingers into the earth, letting your head relax. Take another breath here. Tilt the hips up a little higher. One last breath here. Letting that breath go. On our next inhale, lift the heels, bend those knees, look towards your thumbs, and then exhale. Walk your feet forward towards the top of the mat and exhale for that forward fold. Inhale, you'll rise up halfway, a flat back. Exhale, you'll release your body back down. Separating your feet hip width distance apart or even further. Grab your elbows for ragdoll. If you're looking at the top of your mat, now I want you to drop your head down and actually look in between your knees. Look to the back of the room. Begin to slide the weight of the body right side to left side. Finding that movement through the hip, gaining even more length through the hamstring and glute attachment. When we say everything is connected, it truly is. So if you're feeling sensations in your neck and shoulder, we also need to release the low spine and your hips. Come back to center when you're ready. Release the hands down towards the earth. Heel toe your feet all the way back towards one another. Anchor through all 4 points of your foot, so big toe, little toe, and 2 points on your heel or one big tripod stand. On that next breath in, reverse and rise all the way up. Circle sweep your arms up towards the sky. Allow the palms to kiss over your head, and exhale. Bring your hands into prayer and at your heart space. Draw a full breath in. Let that breath go. Inhale, circle sweep your arms up towards the sky. Exhale, pull the heads of the elbows down. Lift the heart. Inhale, those arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Release those fingertips down towards the earth. Step back with that left foot. Lower your left knee down to the ground. Inhale, we'll begin to lift and rise up for that low lunge. As the arms reach up, flare those fingers, shoulders away from the ears. And exhale, pull the heads of the elbows down. And as you do, drop the hips down. Hug the right femur into its hip socket and feel the length through this left hip. Take another breath here. Open your heart up even more. Let that breath go. And then inhale, those arms reach up. And as you exhale, release the hands to frame your front foot. Tucking the left toes, lifting that left knee. Press through that back left heel. And then look to the front of your mat. Inhale, extend and reach that right arm up towards the sky. Shoulders drift away from the ears. Palm is pointing towards that right side. Thumb is active. One more breath here. And then exhale, release your right hand down. Step back into downward facing dog, meeting your left foot with that right foot and march the feet out. On your next breath in, lift your heels, roll your vertebrae forward, pause in plank pose. We're in that high plank, building up heat. Release the knees down to the earth if your body needs that today, or keep them up. Pull those elbows in, shift the weight of the body forward so that your shoulders are a hair over your wrists and you tuck those elbows in nice and tight. Exhale, you're gonna lower all the way down. Releasing your hands out beyond your mat. So keep it out either to the carpet, the tile, or the wood floor. Shoulders pull back, tender back, wide legs, not a tender back, tight legs. Inhale, we lift the chest up as much as our body permits. Breathe in completely here. Squeeze the bum, squeezing your core. Exhale, release and lower. We squeeze to protect our low back. Inhale, we lift up. Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, engaged. Exhale, release your right shoulder down. Look over towards that left side. Inhale, work your way back to center. Exhale, let your left shoulder drop down. Look to the right. Inhale, work your way back to center. And then exhale, release your body down towards the ground. Release those fingers, maybe make a couple of starfish movements. If you've tinted or cupcake those fingers, then bring those palms by your breastbone. Walk your thighs together if they're apart. Tucking the toes. Inhale, plank pose, first on your knees, then off the knees, then exhale, downward facing dog. Take a full breath in here and let that breath go. On our next inhale, lift the heels, bend those knees, press your heart towards your thigh. Look forward and then begin to walk as you exhale towards the top of the mat. Inhale, lift up halfway, a flat back. Exhale, release and lower down. Inhale, reverse and rise, one vertebrae at a time, arms up. Exhale, heads at the elbows pulled down. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, forward fold. Release those palms down to the mat. Step back with your right foot. Drop that right knee down to the ground. Hands fan back, top of the foot on the earth. Inhale, low lunge. Allow the hip to align and then exhale, elbow heads pull to the sides. Your big W with your arms or your upper body. One more breath here. Retract those shoulders together. Let that breath go here. Inhale, those arms reach up. Exhale, your hands come down. They frame your foot. Tuck the right toes, lift that right knee, soft bend of that back right knee, and then reach through your heel. Sink into your hips. And then when you're ready, inhale, extend and lift your left arm up. Shoulders drift away from the ears. Even though you're in this low lunge, you're very active in your body. Extend and reach your fingertips up towards the sky. One more breath here. And then exhale, release that palm down. Step your left foot back. Tilt the hips up, downward facing dog. Take a breath in here. Let your breath go. And then inhale, roll the heels forward as you come into that plank pose. Decide if you want to be on or off those knees. Elbows tuck in. Shoulders a hair over the wrist. You might be on the very tips of your toes. You might be more on the balls of the feet. Regardless, slide forward. Then exhale, lower all the way down. Keep those arms close to your body. Pull your angel wings in. Press your feet into the mat. Lift the kneecaps up and then inhale, lift your heart up. A little baby cobra or low cobra as you float the fingertips off the mat. Take a breath in here. Exhale, let that breath go. Lower your body down. On or off those knees. Plank pose to exhale, downward facing dog. Take a full breath in here. Let that breath go. Take another big giant breath in and let that breath go. On your next inhale, extend and lift your right leg up towards the sky. Bending that knee and stack hip over hip. Our natural instinct is to look over towards our right armpit, but I want you to look underneath your left armpit. It allows you to keep your heart squared. Now, a couple of circles with your right knee in one direction, and then a couple of circles with your right knee in the opposite direction. And then inhale, return into three-legged dog extension. Activate this right heel by lifting up. Imagine a magnet on your thigh. Take one more breath here in three-legged dog, and we are doing just a little bit of work today on our core. So as you exhale, you're gonna tap that right knee to the right elbow. Plank pose, tap. Inhale, kick it back. Exhale, take that right knee, tap it to the left elbow. Inhale, right leg back. Exhale, right knee in towards your heart. Lift that left heel high. Look forward. Step your foot in between your thumbs. Assist it with your hand if necessary. And then from here, you'll inhale, rise up into that high crescent lunge. As you work your way into high crescent lunge, breathe in through your nose here. And then exhale, pull the heads of the elbows down. Inhale, those arms reach up. Exhale, you spin your back left leg perpendicular to the mat for warrior two. Allow the hips to square. Pull the right femur into the hip socket. Look just beyond your middle fingers, your peace fingers. Imagine you're pressing down into fluffy pillows, but they're pushing you back up until you find that middle ground, that balance. One more breath here. Let that breath go. Drop your back hand down. Flip that right palm. Inhale, reverse your warrior. As you reverse this warrior, relax this right shoulder. One breath here, and then as you exhale, you're bending your right elbow, taking that right palm to your back. Inhale, you're lifting the left arm up, grabbing the tip of the elbow and sinking into the pose, opening up the tricep and that shoulder girdle. If you feel like your head is collapsing, then maybe for you, it's softer. You keep that right arm extended and you brace it with the left. Take one more breath here. Let that breath go. On your next inhale, the arms reach up, the leg straightens, right leg straight. Exhale, triangle pose extension. Begin to reach the fingertips forward, pull the chest open. So if your right shoulder is dipping down towards the right side, open it up. Find that lead, continue to tick-tock or twirl the body into that extended triangle. If you need to release your fingertips on something, if you have books, a block, whatever you need that's accessible to you, or you can place that hand on the inner thigh using that joint. Another full breath in here. Do your best not to hyperextend the left shoulder. Lift it up instead. Let that breath go. Take one last breath in. Let that breath go. On our next inhale, reverse that warrior. Trace that right hand back, bend that right knee, and then exhale, extended side angle. Bring the forearm to the thigh. Inhale, drift and extend your left arm back up towards the sky. Take a quick gaze down at your right knee. Have you dropped the right knee towards the center? If the answer is yes, Open that right knee towards the right edge. Pull that right femur into the hip socket and pull that belly muscle up and in. Take one more breath here. Press to the pinky side edge of your left foot. Letting that breath go. Inhale, reverse the warrior. And then exhale, we'll cartwheel our hands to frame our right foot. Pop that left heel off the earth. Spin all 10 toes to point towards the right edge of your mat. If this is too much for your right hip, step your right foot closer towards the front or the middle of your mat. So if it's here and you need to come here, do that. You're on the blade of your left foot. You're anchoring on that left hand. Inhale, extend and reach that right arm up. As that right arm reaches up, the fingertips extend to the short end of your mat. Breath in. Exhale, drop the hips down. Inhale, extend and lift up and around. Exhale, we lower down. One more, lifting up. Exhale, lowering down. And then inhale, we lift up. Rotate and spin those toes into that runner's lunge. Inhale, take that right leg behind us. From that right leg being behind us in three-legged dog, inhale if you'd like, roll into three-legged plank. Release the left knee down. Hook the left toes over towards that left edge, and then inhale, side plank with a floating right leg if you choose to do so. And if not, drop that right leg down to the mat. If you're here and you're happy, stay here. If you need a little more, point the right toes, reach back. Open up the shoulder by flipping the palm up, or keep that shoulder neutral by taking the top of your foot instead. Bow the heart out here. Draw a breath in. Let that breath go. One more inhale here. Let that breath go. On your next breath in, release, extend the arm and the leg, and as we exhale, keep that leg floating, rotate the hips back into neutral position. If you want to come into your three-legged plank from here, lift that left knee. If you want to stay on that left knee, stay here, elbows in, lowering down, chaturanga to low plank. Inhale, rise up for upward facing dog or your cobra pose. And then exhale, tilt your hips up, round the spine, peek the hips up, downward facing dog. Take a full breath in here. Let that breath go, sigh it out. Take another big giant breath in here. Let that breath go. And last breath here. Let the head droop, pull the shoulders back. On your next inhale, extend and lift that left leg up towards the sky. Bending the knee and stacking the hips. Look underneath that right armpit. A couple of giant circles with this left knee in one direction. And then the opposite direction. On an inhale, extend and square the leg and the hip. Breathe in, activate that heel, lift it up. You're feeling that magnet pulling the leg up. You're gaining length and strength. One more breath in, and then a little bit of work as we exhale. Take that left knee, tap that left elbow so you're in plank and core. Inhale, long extension. Exhale, tap it over towards that right side. Inhale, long extension. And then exhale, the knee comes towards our chest. We lift the right heel super high so that we can step that left foot in between those thumbs. Take a breath in here. You're in runner's lunge. You let that breath go. When you have stability in your body, inhale, begin to lift and rise up into your high crescent lunge. From your high crescent lunge, you'll draw that breath in. You'll let that breath go. One more breath here. And then as you exhale, pull the heads of the elbows down. Another breath here. Relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. Strengthen your core. Inhale, those arms reach up. Spin that back blade open. Warrior two. Adjust your stance. So the heel on your left foot should be in line with the arch of your right foot. Your stance can be short if you need it short today. Your stance can be deeper if the hips feel open. Regardless of where you're at, give yourself that kudos. Say yes and yay to me. Look just beyond your left piece fingers. Feel that strength in your biceps, in your triceps, in your core. One last inhale here. Let that breath go. Drop your backhand down. Flip that left palm. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Shoulder away from that left ear. Take a breath in, and then as you exhale, bend your left elbow. Pat your back with that left hand, and then inhale, right arm reaches up. Grab the tip of the elbow. Adjust your neck, adjust your shoulders. Exhale, sink into the pose. No over shifting, so the knee should not be over the ankle. It should either be behind it or in line with it. Activate this left thigh. Push that glute out. Squeeze the bum. Take another breath here. Let that breath go. Inhale, arms up, straight left leg. Exhale, prep for triangle. Set your body up. So if you need to pause for a moment, pause. If you're hyperextending the knee, you'll know it because it's pushing hard. Instead, activate the quad, activate the hamstring, pull the femur into the hip socket. Reach the left fingertips forward, spiral that hard. Exhale, tick-tock, 6 and 12. Use the back of your hand either into the shin bone or maybe the back of your forearm into the thigh for strength and rotation to open up your body. If your arm is tired, bring it to your hip. Full inhale here. Full exhale here. One more breath in. One last breath up. You're reaching up through your right fingertips. And then inhale, reverse the warrior. Bend your front left knee, trace the arms forward. And then exhale, extended side angle. Relax and release that left forearm on the thigh. Lift and extend your right arm up. If you've collapsed, lift up, reach up. Feel that energy pulling you up. Take a full breath in here. Let that breath go. Take another breath in and let that breath go. Then on your next inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, cartwheel your hands to frame your front foot. As you frame that left foot, pop that right heel off the earth. This is where all 10 toes spin and point towards the left edge of your mat. So you're literally spinning those toes, dropping that right blade down. If this is too much for the hip, too much for your body, just step your left foot closer towards the middle of the mat. Anchor yourself where your shoulder is in line with the wrist. If you're here, this is hard. If you're here, this is easier. If you're here, that's super hard and bad. So stack, stack, stack. You can always extend that left arm up or that left fingertips can stay down if that's comfortable for you. Breathe in through your nose. Extend and reach the left fingertips towards the short end of the mat. Breath in, lift the hips up. Exhale, sink the hips low. Fan your hand back and down. Inhale, travel up. Exhale, bring it down. Last one, inhale, lift it up. Exhale, bring it down. And then inhale, we lift up, rotate the hips back and around. As we rotate the hips back and around, we're in that runner's lunge. From that runner's lunge, inhale, float that left leg back into three-legged dog. From three-legged dog, inhale, roll into three-legged plank. This is where you get to decide, do I want to release my knee down? And you say yes, spin and open into that side plank. So we come into that side plank, full belly breath in. If you need a little bit more, curl the heel in towards the body, reach back, grab the ankle. One more inhale here. Kick your hand into your, kick your heel into your glute and your hand pushes and resists. One last breath. Let that breath go. Inhale, release, extend the arm and the leg. Exhale, lowering the blade of your foot down, rotate and spin. Decide if you want to come into the regular plank or if you want to take that push-up plank on the knee. Rise up for upward facing dog or your cobra. Then tilt your hips up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath in. And on your exhale, lower your knees to the mat. Big toes kiss, send your hips back, child's pose. You're here 2 to 3 more inhales. If you require longer, stay here longer. There are days when we need to be mindful and soft in our body, and then there are days when that energy is through the roof. And so this is where you allow yourself to find that balance of that energy, rejuvenating yourself. If you need a massage, the space between your eyebrows, rock your head right side to left side. Come back to your mantra. Is it the same? Did it evolve? We are forever evolving creatures. So it's normal if it changed or if you even forgot about it. But just bring your focus back towards it if you can. Finalize one last breath. Let your head come neutrally. On our next inhale, we begin to lift and rise up into our tabletop position. From our tabletop position, tucking those toes, lifting those knees. Exhale, downward facing dog. From this downward facing dog, we are going to work today on our flipping of the dog or that wild thing. We've played with it a couple of times, and so today you have a couple of variations you can do. If you know you enjoy coming from that three-legged dog and you're content with it, that's fine. If it's challenging for you because of your shoulders, then what you can do today is slowly begin to lower your knees down more into like a bear crunch. So from that bear crunch, we need to stack our shoulders. We're going to inhale through the nose. We'll release the blades of our feet over towards the right side. From here, take that right foot, anchor it down. Begin to spin so that the hips are low. The angle of your shoulder and your wrist is in line, and now our knees are pointing up. If this feels good, inhale, hips lift up, arm reaches forward. If this doesn't feel good, maybe you're here instead, and that's okay too. If you took it from three-legged dog, inhale that left leg up, bend the knee, rotate the hips, slide the weight of the body forward. Your plank, blade of your foot, hips dip, hips lift. Two different ways, all the same place. Wherever you're at, rotate and spin your body back into that three-legged dog with that left leg up. Exhale, pull that left knee into your chest. Step that left foot in between your thumbs. Drop your right knee down to the mat, top of the foot on the earth. Sliding your left foot to the left edge of the mat. Bring that right hand towards the front. And then find this low lizard on the knee. If you'd like something different, maybe you're on those forearms. If you'd like something different, lift that right leg up. Wherever you're at, you're deep into the hips. Some people also enjoy keeping their knee down, staying on the forearm or on this right palm, bringing that left hand to their thigh, looking over the shoulder. So if you need a little twist, that's completely fine. If your body feels pretty mobile because the shoulder girdle is open, the neck feels good, and your quad needs a little love, curl that right heel towards your body and grab the big toe side. If you found that you grabbed it and then you're like, oh no, not today, let it go. We have so many things in life that are forced on us. Don't force yoga. Enjoy the journey. Take one last breath here. If you are bound, you will release and return those hands back down towards the mat. Curling your right toes, lifting that right knee. Begin to step or slide that left foot back into three-legged dog. And then exhale into downward dog. From that downward dog, wiggle your hips right side to left side. Breath in and breath out. Inhale, roll into plank. If you'd like what is known as our flow or that vinyasa flow, take it either from plank or even on tabletop. So you can always take it plank. You can take that upward facing dog or cobra. I'm going to do the modification. So I'm coming into tabletop and I'm going to release my belly down, take a round of cat-cow. And then when everyone is ready, we're all meeting back in downward facing dog. Take a breath in. Let that breath go. We've got the opposite side to flip. So decide, am I going to extend my right leg up, bend my knee and stack hip, and then slide the weight of the body forward, spin the foot over towards that left edge, drop my hips down, support my shoulder and my left wrist, then extend and lift up. If that's your route, take that route. If you're taking the alternate route, go ahead and come into that bear crunch, lift the heels, bend those knees. As we bend those knees, I walk my hands back a little bit. I drop the blades of my feet over towards my left edge. I anchor through my left foot, begin to rotate my toes to point towards the top of the mat, protect my shoulder, then inhale. I can reach up or I can extend my right leg. Take a breath in, we're all spinning back around. Spin back around, you're back into downward facing dog. From that downward facing dog, inhale, that right leg goes up. Exhale the right knee into the chest, looking forward. Step the foot in between the thumbs. Bringing your right hand closer towards the left side. Walk your right foot to that right edge. Lower the knee down, top of the foot on the mat. Finding our lizard pose. What does that look like for you? If it was down on the forearms, come down. If it was tucking the toes. We all know that there is a difference from our right side into our left side. I always call it my Instagram side versus my non-Instagram side. So perhaps you have one of those where you always put your best foot forward and that's the photo you choose. But sometimes it's good to see the progress. If you take the opposite pictures, if you're into that, take pictures of the opposite side. And it can be a mental image. It doesn't have to be an actual photo. So where are you noticing the difference today? And there's no judgment in that difference. It's just acknowledgement and appreciation. If you went into the little bind, palms come down to the mat. This may be it. If the knee is lifted, drop that knee down. Begin to lift your right hand, bring it to that right thigh. You're spinning through the back, spinning through that low portion of our body. Then if you'd like to curl that heel, you know where to go. If you need a belt, a strap, whatever you have handy, a towel, know that you can always use that. If your shoulder's up towards your ear, pull it down. This is where we retract our shoulders so the shoulders come together. You're here for 2 more inhales if your body permits. Last breath in. We'll release the foot, return that right palm back down to the ground, tucking the left toes, lifting that neck, sliding your foot back, downward facing dog. March, paddle the feet out, wiggle those hips side to side, and if you need one more plank pose, that's your road. If you're like, no more plank pose, that's okay too. Your road is just as divine. Whichever you decide on, exhale, you either lower onto the knees and take child's pose, or you exhale, lower to the earth halfway or all the way. Inhale, you lift up for cobra or upward facing dog. And then exhale, we tilt back up into downward dog from that upward dog or cobra. Everyone release the knees down to the mat, toes kiss, knees narrow or wide. Exhale, hips relax, we can shimmy, and then we bow our heart down. Breathe in through the nose. Let that breath go. You've got one more just like that. And let that breath go. On our next inhale, we begin to lift and rise up into our tabletop. For those of you who prefer pigeon on your back, please drop your hips to one side, spin your legs forward, work your way onto your back, and then you'll come into pigeon pose on the right side. If you prefer pigeon pose from downward facing dog, we'll lift those knees and exhale, come into downward facing dog. On our inhale, the right leg lifts, and as we exhale, the right knee comes to our right wrist. The right foot goes to our left wrist. Our left knee releases down. You start to walk your left knee back. And for some of us, the mobility or the limited mobility sometimes in our body doesn't permit that. So if this leg isn't parallel or perpendicular to your mat, that's fine. It can be curled. But what I do ask you to do is flex the right foot. Stay here in your prideful pigeon just for a moment because you're getting into the left hip flexor. You're breathing in completely. And then when it feels right for you, you'll bend those elbows and then take your sleeping pigeon completely. If you're on your back, those knees have come in, the left sole is down, the right leg extends. You cross the ankle onto that left quad. You lift the left foot, thread your needle. Remember, you're still flexing the right foot, those right toes, protecting our knee. There's no incorrect way unless it doesn't feel appropriate in your body. There's a difference between pushing and coming to our edge and causing injury, pain, and discomfort in an unnecessary way. Always think of love, kindness that we would give to any other individual. And reciprocate that for yourself. Probably one of the most challenging things as humans that we have to do. If you happen to be in that pigeon pose with your shin bone on the earth and you'd like to come into prideful pigeon, go ahead and inhale, lift up for prideful pigeon. As you lift up for that prideful pigeon, walk your right fingertips slightly towards the middle. Open your heart as you look over that left shoulder. And then if it's okay, you're welcome to curl the left heel towards your body. You might bring it in part of the way. It could be that you're grabbing your pant leg. It could be that you thought you could get it and then you're like, no, that didn't work out, and that's fine. Wherever you're at, breathe in through your nose. If you want to hook, you can slide your hand, extend and reach. Lift the right fingertips up if it feels good. Maybe bind. There's so many places to go. This is where I'll stay though. Wherever you're at, one more breath in. Releasing any binds, we'll all release. If you're still in that sleeping pigeon, inhale, you're rising up. If you're on your back, just release and bring those knees in towards your chest and rock side to side. If you're on the earth, tucking the left toes, walking that left knee forward, pull your right knee into your chest, slide back into three-legged dog, and then big circles to release the right hip in one direction and the opposite direction. Work your way back into downward facing dog, and then we'll do the opposite thing. So if you're on your back this time, cross the left leg over. Otherwise, inhale, the left leg reaches up. Exhale, the left knee behind that left wrist. Ankle goes to that right side. Flex the toes on that left foot. Walk, slide the right hips back. If your ankle's wonky, just look over your shoulder, align it. Look forward, take a breath in. Shimmy the body. If you need something to elevate or lift that hip, it could be a blanket or a cushion. Just slide it to hold you, to support you. There's no reason to cause additional stressors on our body. Take a breath in. Exhale, sleeping pigeon. Breathe in through the nose. Out of the nose. Regardless of your pigeon preference, we all breathe in fully. We all tune into the sound of our own breath, our prana, that life force. You've got 2 more inhales. If you're going to rise up into that prideful pigeon, otherwise you can stay exactly where you're at, whether it's on your back or whether it's your heart resting on this left shin bone. So if you're rising up, you're lifting up, you're looking over that right shoulder, bringing the left fingertips to center, rotating the heart, curling the heel and reaching back. Now that gaze goes forward. If you can hook the foot, slide it in closer. You're resting the foot between the forearm and the bicep. Maybe the fingertips reach forward. Maybe you lose your balance. If you do, no big deal. Just anchor the fingertips back down. Find your balance or relax that leg a little. Breathe in through your nose. Let that breath go. If you're bound, one last breath in, and then exhale, let go. On everyone's breath who is folded over in sleeping pigeon, you'll inhale, rise up into prideful pigeon. If you're on your back, release the legs, bring those knees into your chest, or take that big good morning stretch. Otherwise, press the palms into the earth, tuck the right toes, walk that right knee forward. From here, you can slide back into tabletop. From here, you can lift up into three-legged dog, and then we'll all do circle rotations with our left hip. Lower that left foot down to the mat. Take a big breath in. Tilt the hips up in downward dog. And don't worry if you're on your back. We're about to meet you there. Taking that breath in, we'll exhale, lower those knees down, dropping the hips to one side, rotating our bodies to face forward. Take a breath in. Hands around the hamstrings. Exhale. We'll lower our back to the earth. Tuck those knees in. As we tuck those knees in, rock side to side. Maybe trace circles in the sky. One more inhale here. And then an exhale here. Only when you're ready, cactus or T your arms out to the sides. Draw a breath in. And as you exhale, supine twist over towards your right side. Right knees fall over to the right side. Maybe you need to come into fetal position and then trace that left arm around and over. As you're looking over towards this left side, make sure the neck feels comfortable. If your knees are floating off the mat, grab a blanket, grab a pillow, rest your legs on that instead. It's better to let the body decompress in its natural capacity versus that strain of holding our knees up and torquing or tweaking our low spine. So know that you need that support. Use that support. Options. One of my favorite words. I love options. One last breath here. Let that breath go. With your eyes closed, just turn your neck to look back up towards the ceiling. Bring the knees back in towards your body. Any adjustments that are necessary, take them. Otherwise, exhale. Release your knees over towards that left side. Support if you need it. Fetal position if it works. And then extend that right arm over towards that right side. If your shoulders lifted, maybe this is where you need a blanket to support that shoulder so that you can reach and extend that right arm up versus being this way. Puts a lot of stressors and strain on our pec that's unnecessary. Same thing with the knees. Wherever you're at, breathe in through your nose. And let that breath go. And our next inhale, we'll look back up towards the ceiling. Draw those knees back in towards our body. Give ourselves a nice giant hug as we tighten it onto a small ball. Crinkle your toes. Slowly release the back. Inhale, let those knees go. And if you need a little happy baby before we finalize our practice, or you need a waterfall or any additional movement, know that you are more than welcome to go there. You are the teacher within. Listen to him or her. Otherwise, inhale, release, and we find our way into our final resting pose of Shavasana. Arms to our sides, toes splay out to the edges of the mat. Our body is soft. We'll take a collective breath together. And we'll let that breath go. Enjoy these next moments as a gift you've given to yourself for the work you've done in here today. Enjoy the rejuvenation, the nourishment for your mind, your body, and your spirit. Allow the features of your face to be soft. Unclenching the jaw. Tongue is soft within the mouth. The eyes relaxing within their eye sockets. As your breath releases, notice how you can naturally just cradle yourself into the space, become a mold on your mat. Allow it to fit you like the glove that it is. Bring awareness to your space, to your physical presence. Begin by taking a full breath in through your nose. Open mouth sigh, let it go. Invite movement back into your body as you wiggle your fingers, your toes, wrists, ankles. Awaken the neck and the spine as you move your head from right side to left side. As you return to center, take that big giant breath in, that good morning stretch as you reach your arms over your head, as you draw the toes together in this long alignment. And then as you exhale, tucking those knees in towards your body, rolling to the right side or rolling forward, you'll guide yourself into a comfortable seated position. Bringing our hands into prayer and at our heart space, we'll bow to each other, to ourselves, and to our journey we shared this morning. The divine in me salutes, honors, recognizes the divine love and light in each of you. It is with love, with light and gratitude that I thank each of you for being here. May your day be at peace. May your body be comfortable. May your mind find ease. From my heart to yours. Namaste.